Yeah, but it's in the
You don't have to stop talking.
it's in the snow.
That's fine. Hey, people. Scott and Peggy, I'm with the Loseabago.
Hello.
I say that every time just because we have so many people that have a hard time pronouncing Loseabago. I'll tell you that one. How about that? Loseabago. Instead of a Winnebago, since it's homemade, we call it a Loseabago. And, you know, we had a couple people implying in the beginning that either I or we were losers. And instead of letting that, like, get under our skin or, like, ruffle our feathers at all, I decided to grab a hold of that and just run with it. Not saying that we're losers, not saying that, like, we've really even lost anything. No. This is a play on words against Winnebago. You know? And we just made it our own. Mainly because, like, when we first started the channel, it was kind of an accident. A buddy of ours had given us a, smartphone to keep ourselves entertained and occupied. And what are you doing with your foot?
I don't know.
You usually tap on me like that when you're trying to get me to, like, hurry it up.
No, I was just moving my foot.
Okay.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, but you're hitting me with the same signal that it's like, okay, wrap it up. Alright, anyway, back to what I was saying. Buddy of ours gave us a smartphone and an older tablet. That was his daughter's, to be able to play video games and, videotape some of our experiences or whatever. And, like, I would use it to, like, while she was asleep, I'd clown around on it and make videos for her. Just making faces and, like, acting like a goofball, And we ended up, getting a channel. And at first we called it the Happy Camper. And, like, we kept everything private, because we weren't trying to actually start a channel. We were just using it for somewhere to store all of our pictures and videos and stuff. Well, I screwed up one day and I didn't put a couple things private. So about a week later, my buddy called me up. He told me that he had seen a couple of our videos. And I was like, what? So we ended up deciding, well, we went and checked it out and saw that it had a couple dozen views. We're like, you mean somebody would actually want to watch that? Other than us? I mean, I didn't really think so. So we just went ahead and went with it just to see. And like, calling it the Happy Camper, there's like 30,000 plus, like, people using that one as, like, their name or the name of a video or the name of a song or, like, so we're so far, we're like hundreds of pages worth of scrolling through to be able to try to find us. So I decided to come up with something unique so that we'd be the only ones. So if you started typing it in, you'd be able to find us, Or at least if you typed it in, we'd at least be on the first page. So, and we kept seeing other people with their Winnebagos. We look at them things like they're mansions rolling down the road. So, I was kind of looking at the house one day and I was like, what about Lose-A-Bago? And that's pretty much just how it started. You know, instead of a Winnebago, we call it a Lose-A-Bago. Mainly because we built it out of scraps we found in dumpsters and stuff. I mean, it's that simple. You know, it doesn't mean anything, really. It's not a foreign word that it means something, you know, spiritual or, you know, esoteric or anything. Or no, it's just a play on words. Like, the door knocker on the back of our house came off of my niece's dresser that she had thrown out. Like, a lot of this house is just built out of random scraps like that, you know?
And pretty much everything in here is either refurbished or we got from like
Dollar stores, thrift stores,
yeah.
Goodwill, yeah. Some things were given to us, some things we found, stuff like that, you know? At first, before we ended up putting up the paneling in here, the walls were pretty much just cardboard. Literally, I had taken some cardboard boxes and ripped them open and just stapled them to the walls. But before we made our first video on this channel, we had already torn all of that out and put up this paneling. So,
Which I picked out and I like the layout of it, but to be honest, if I was to do it again, I would definitely pick something different for the ceiling. But I like it.
yeah, the 2 sheets of paneling and the paneling for our ceiling, they were store-bought. We're big spenders on those. I think the paneling was like $13 a sheet, and the ceiling I think was about just under $10. But like, it's smooth on this side and it's shiny, but the backside is just paper. And every time it's leaked, it has warped and bowed even more. And we got a couple spots where like it's just all messed up. But hey, it works. It's good enough for right now. And so far, right now, has been about 2 years. But it's good enough, you know. When we got everything else dealt with, we'll change them out, you know. But yeah, we got other fish to fry right now. Not that we would fry fish, but you know what I'm saying. Yeah, we don't do seafood, people. Other than we see food and let's see. This is our second time shooting this video. Last one we shot, we got about 32 minutes and it shut off on us. So we're redoing it. We're about 10 minutes in now, so we only got about 20 more minutes before we have to sign off. This is how much storage we have. So let's see if we can blast through some stories.
The paint story? Whatever you tell the paint story.
Alright. So the color of the house. We didn't pick it. My brother had a 5-gallon bucket of paint that he had gotten because he had gotten it when he was working a part-time job over at, I think, Lowe's. Either Lowe's or Home Depot. I'm not sure which one. And his wife was like, hell no, you ain't painting that anywhere in this house. And it was pretty much Mr. Hanky Brown. If you know South Park, you know who Mr. Hanky is. Another way to say it would be Doo-Doo Brown. And to be honest, we didn't want to paint our house that color either. So we went around and we found a gallon of this like mist tinted cream. Apparently it was too light of a cream color, so they put it on sale for like $9 and we bought it, and we poured out some paint, like a couple of a-holes. We poured it out, you know. Like, I didn't have a can to pour it into, so I just took off the trash can lid and poured it right into the trash can in the parking lot of the store. Hopefully that didn't pop on them. Like, but who knows? Yeah. Either way, we went on in and we bought that 1 gallon of cream and we poured it into there and took it back into the store and had them shake up the whole 5 gallons. And that gave us the color we have been calling Sean's butt cream brown. Because it was my brother's 5-gallon bucket of butt. We added the cream. So it's been an inside joke now for almost 2 years between me and Faye that it's Sean's butt cream brown. So now you guys are in on the joke. Hey, it might rub him the wrong way. Hopefully it doesn't, but if it does, hey, I've been rubbing him the wrong way ever since I was born. So it is what it is. And you know, we didn't intentionally, like, there's a lot of this house that wasn't necessarily intentional. It's just the way it turned out. You know, we've changed up a lot over the couple of years. A lot of things inside the house has been a trial and error. You know, some things just haven't held up to the road. Like some of the little cabinets and stuff that we've found at like the flea markets or Goodwill.
Or people that have given us stuff.
Yeah, people have given us like little like wall cabinets or like medicine cabinets or whatever. And as you go like banging on down the road, like some things just they start just falling apart on you because they're just not meant for it. You know, they're meant to be hung on a wall and left there. So we ended up putting up the little hooks that we found at the dollar store. We got these little shoe rack things. These little, like, these little fabric things right here. That, let me see if I can get it better. Let me try to stop getting my hand in there. I'll try.
I was gonna say, you might get a better view on my side.
Yeah, a better view of your big old tatas. Yeah. On the face side, it's pretty much our medicine cabinet. You know? You got Band-Aids and medicines and all that kind of stuff. Hairbrushes and toothbrushes and all of that. Over here on my side, I've got the kitchen pretty much with, you know, utensils, some spices. In here, we got the can openers, peelers, all that kind of stuff, strainer. Most important thing, you got some sriracha,
Some olive oil.
some olive oil, you know. And then back here, we got storage on both sides. That's our, like, pantry. That's our little pantry for personal use. We always keep a case of food up front. Try to keep a wide selection on us so that, like, you know, when we do run into other homeless people or other, you know, campers, like, if they're in, you know, some sort of way, we can hook them up with something that, like, might be as close to their comfort food as we can get. Like, because little things like that mean a lot to people.
And that's why a lot of the times we will go hit, like, the food banks and stuff like that. To be able to, and we'd go out at least once a week, or try to at least go out once a week and go drive around and give out food to help.
And to be honest, that started because when we first became homeless, we literally spent entire weeks where we were pretty much living off of free crackers out of Wawa. You know? I mean, we're just barely making it. And I mean, there were days where we just weren't making it. We had some rough times. But, I mean, if you hit rock bottom, you're gonna skin your knees. I mean, that's just the way it is. You can't avoid it, you know? But we're there for each other. And, you know, I mean, we went around. We checked into, like, we checked on shelters. We never checked into a shelter. And that's because the way it works down here in Delaware is, like, in Wilmington, like, the men's shelter's on one side of the city and women's shelter's on the other side of the friggin' city. And, like, you're just not splitting us up. That ain't happening. I don't care what the temperature outside gets. I don't care, like, what conditions we're having to deal with.
Refuse to.
No. Like, then I would be homeless. She's my home. We're houseless. Well, not even anymore.
Yeah, not anymore.
We're addressless.
Actually, we're not addressless anymore either.
Yeah, because we're using somebody's address. You know. But, you know, We don't have your typical domicile, you know. But she is. She's my home. And as long as I'm with her, I'll never be homeless. So, that being said, we have had some rough times. But those rough times, you know, only make you stronger, only give you a better perspective on things. And it really has. You know? Like, we still have people there like, oh, why don't you just get a job? It ain't that easy. Believe me, it ain't that easy. Like, you can see that I'm not lazy. I mean, we built this house in like just under a month, and the only reason it took that long is because it was frozen. Like, we couldn't actually build during a lot of that. It wasn't for a lack of trying.
Yeah, we're both willing to work. We're actually like dying to work.
Yeah.
It's just with my medical issues, I can only do so much.
Yeah, she was able to stay in at Amazon for about 6 months. And even at that, she was pushing herself way beyond what she should have been doing. And I got to that point where it was like, I ended up having to take her into the hospital well more than a half a dozen times in just the short period that we were at Amazon. And it was almost a dozen. And I got to that point where I don't care about the money. F the money. You know, like, you don't have to. I'll be the one that goes. And so I kept working until Integrity lost their contract. And then, you know, we lost that job. Not a big deal though, because I didn't like Amazon to begin with. Not that big of a deal.
Yeah, it's kind of hard to find some jobs because they'll be like, "Oh yeah, come on in," and then they realize that we have this and we're sleeping in our vehicle, and then they're like, "Oh, sorry, we
they just
can't
assume
help
you can't be reliable.
Yeah.
They assume that you have to be on drugs or you have to be an alcoholic or there has to be something wrong with you. And no, that's not the issue at all. And
stealth campers have a little bit more easy because they can kind of fake it.
Yeah.
We can't fake this. I mean, it's...
Yeah, like, you can...
you can tell we're living in it.
Yeah, you can pull up to a job in a van, and, okay, you drive a van. We pull up to anywhere in this thing, and it's like, is that a house? Yeah. Do you live in that? Yeah. Like... It also kind of makes it hard that we have a YouTube channel. And, like, I tried to fake it once at this one place. Like, no, we don't live in that, you know. That's just decoration. And somebody was like, I saw your video. I know you live in it. And it was like, yeah.
So, yeah, it's a lot harder for us, even nowadays with everything going on. It is a lot harder for us to get actual jobs.
Yeah.
That's why we do part-time work and...
Yeah. And I mean, we've done
little things here and there.
Damn near everything, from cutting grass to, like, babysitting dogs to like actually babysitting to like I've gone out on road crews. I've done pretty much everything you can think of trying to make some money here and there.
So yeah, it turns out
I
to be
mean,
more odd
odds and ends.
jobs than anything
Yeah.
because of our situation.
Like, I've gone out as a day worker quite a few times. And that's kind of fun. Considering, like, I'm like one of like only a couple people on the job site at that point that speaks English. So it's like, it gives you a different perspective on life. It really does. Like, it gave me a whole new perspective on like a lot of immigrants and like, because I'd be the one guy that doesn't speak the language, you know. Meanwhile, I got 20 guys on the job site, all communicating, all telling jokes, all doing their thing, and I'm just sitting there like,
Huh? What? Did I miss something? I
just
don't
waiting for
understand
somebody
what's
to
going
point at
on.
me and point at a pile to tell me to move it. You know, like, uh, I, I have no idea what's going on here. Like, so, yeah, like, it's situations like this that help open your eyes to other people and to their plights. And that's not a bad thing, you know, not at all. You know, it might be uncomfortable. It might be a little like outside your comfort zone, but so what? You know, maybe you're just getting too comfortable. So, you know, it's good to walk in other people's shoes. You might just have to like spritz them down with a little bit of baby powder first before you put them on. But it's not a bad thing. And, you know, we're Christians. And being out here and the things we've been going through and like the people we've been meeting, like, it's all a blessing. It really is. Like, when we needed a new phone to be able to do our YouTube videos, we prayed about it. And, you know, literally, like, within that hour, somebody started knocking on our door and asked us if we needed a phone. And that's how I met one of my good friends out here. Cause he was gonna go turn in a phone at one of those little stations at the Walmart, and it only offered him like $3 for it. So he was like, you know what? I'm sure somebody could use this more than I could use $3. So he was literally leaving the store when he saw our little house, and he was like, I bet they could use it. He walked on over and knocked, you know, and
We've had a lot of things like that.
We've had a lot of experiences like that.
Needed something and we prayed for it, and that day or a couple of days later, something popped into our lap.
Comes right on through.
Yeah.
So, you know, I mean, I don't get too preachy. I really don't. I'm not really that kind of Christian. But, I mean, when things like that do keep happening for you and to you, it does make you kind of like open your eyes and look more upward. So, hey, it is what it is. And sometimes it is good. So, we've been blessed. So, we try to make it our responsibility to try to do as much blessing for other people as we can. Because we really don't have it that bad, you know? Every now and then, you're human, so you're going to feel like you do, but you really
We're running
don't.
out of time here soon.
Anyway, on that note, we're going to just say we love you guys, and we'll see you in the next episode.
Later.
Later.